It's weird.
How come no one ever spoke about this?
It's
Why
only
is it
blowing
now
up now?
blowing up now?
But it's good. It's good that
It's good that it's blowing
it's
up,
popping
but
up
then
and getting attention.
thanks to
Yeah.
AfriForum.
Okay, so AfriForum is involved in
Thanks
this.
to AfriForum.
What are they doing there?
Because even the Department of Education in Eastern Cape has even stepped up, saying that they will close it down so that the principal has to comply with the court
Yes,
and
he
do
must
the DNA
answer.
test. If he's not guilty, then he should be able to do
He
it.
needs to answer.
Why is he refusing to do it?
Yes, probably. And I think it's
Imagine the
better
child was
now.
even drugged because she said she doesn't remember
She
anything.
doesn't remember anything except the caretaker,
after
sweeping
grooming
the floor
and being tired. Afterwards, she doesn't remember
I
anything.
think she was probably given a drink, and that's just a telltale that a lot of people are getting drugged and raped. These people are really not protecting, human rights. They're really just for themselves. So if you're really protecting human rights of South Africans, you should protect this child.
Yeah.
Cwecwe must be protected. I'm jumping to TikTok, but I'm not a funny guy. I'm not a dancey jive guy, but I can talk.
That's what we all say at the beginning.
Even these celebrities, you see them doing
You see
weird
them
things
doing
there.
dances and waking up from bed doing videos.
Yeah. The future of content in Mzansi or South Africa is still huge. There's still
There's still a great
opportunity
for
to
us
do
to be content.
So what do you think, or what would you advise the young people to do as it pertains to content and the future?
Honestly,
where are we going? Yeah.
I think
His name is Ashton Hall. He's good. He's got in a week, in 6 days, he's got around internet. He's got over 8 million views, 20 million likes, because people were making him trend.
damn. What's it?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the King's Podcast. And on today's podcast episode, I have Cleo with me, and I'm your host, Eugene G. Money, and my guest today, aka the co-host, is Cleo. So today we're going to be talking about the Master KG and
Production.
DJ Charmza.
Yeah, Justice for Cwecwe.
Yes, we're going to talk about justice for Cwecwe also.
And we also wanted to talk about content creation of when just to see if there's money in it.
Yeah,
because
most
most creators are complaining.
Yeah, and we are crowded, eh? There's a lot of crowd in content creation.
There's
too
too
many.
much.
Yeah, and then on top of that, we'll talk about the South African economy, how it's doing and how it's affecting the ordinary person on the street, and what else?
The Trump, going to be talking the impact on South African economy as Trump has decided to withdraw his aid on us.
Yeah, Trump has been, a bombshell on the whole world. South Africa is not excused. We seem to be drawing his attention, and
thanks to Elon Musk.
Yeah, of course.
Thanks to Elon Musk.
Yeah, he's paying so much attention to South Africa right now. So that's partly because of the relationship with Elon Musk and Mzansi. So that's one part. So I think let's start today's show with the a phenomenon that's very huge in Mzansi, this rape thing, child molestation thing, and students being raped by teachers, or just older men in the community raping kids. So there's a thing that's going on right now with this child in the Eastern Cape who was, is that her first name?
I do not know, but then the mother said her name was Cwecwe, so we'll just use her name as Cwecwe because we do not want the full details. We don't go through.
We don't want
and the mother
personal name.
The mother was already traumatized because she also mentioned that she was also part.
She
was a victim of rape as well herself.
I heard that.
So it must have been hard for her to find out that her own daughter was also raped by people that she trusted the most.
And I think most people, we have a story like that. We have a story like that, and it breaks my heart to every day.
As parents, that too, it hurts.
Yeah, you have a daughter, right? And I have a daughter also.
Imagine.
So it's painful
it's
as
painful.
a parent.
It makes us think of how our children will go to school now. Should we homeschool them? Should they go to school?
It's scary.
And it can also affect them as in their childhood because they won't have friends. They'll be isolated, and they'll be like, why are we isolated? They want to go out.
And you can't just homeschool.
Yeah.
Socially, it's going to be socially awkward. They won't have social skills. But, it's dangerous out there. It's really dangerous.
It makes us wonder, how will we send our kids to school? Can we trust the people who are around them, the people that we trust, and put them as the people who are supposed to protect them? They're the ones who are harming our children.
Yes. And the thing that I find intriguing is that with Cwecwe's story, there are multiple men involved from the time she wakes up, the time she gets on the bus or on the taxi minibus, to the time she gets to school. At school, there's security guards, there is caretaker. Apparently, one of the caretakers there is also
involved in the...
Yeah, because, the police will suspect everybody.
Yeah.
So from the father...
Imagine the only person who refused DNA is the principal.
Is the principal. That's another thing. So I was saying that if you look at the way her life is, from home, on the road, to school, until she knocks off. Probably some of the teachers are male also. So a girl child really is living in danger.
The transport driver was late.
Yeah, and there's two transport drivers there. There's the one who regularly drives them, and the one who was asked to stand in. So you can see that there are so many men involved in her life. It's dangerous.
Yeah,
and
if
us as men can't protect the kids, man.
It's even like eyebrow raising, because I wonder, how is my child gonna be safe in this world?
Yeah,
because South Africa nowadays is known for a lot of things. When you go through social media, you find that other uncles, grandpas, neighbors, they're raping children at their own homes. Imagine.
There are so many stories of girls being raped. From the time it's weird that she got raped when she was 7, because kids are getting raped when they're 7, even younger than 7.
The incident was lost there, which is even
it's weird.
How come no one ever spoke about this? Why is it now blowing up now?
But it's good. It's good that
it's blowing
it's
up,
popping
but
up
then
and getting attention.
Yeah, thanks to AfriForum.
Okay, so AfriForum is involved in this.
AfriForum.
What are they doing there?
Apparently, the principal is protected by the lawyers from AfriForum. So
really?
They're the ones who are protecting him and advising him on what to do and what not to do with regards to him interacting with the police. Because even the Department of Education in Eastern Cape has even stepped up, saying that they will close it down so that the principal has to comply with the court and do the DNA test. If he's not guilty, then he should be able to do it.
Needs to answer.
Why is he refusing to do it?
Yes. And I heard from the mother's quotes that she got shocked when she received a letter of expulsion.
For her daughter.
And then she never even requested a transfer, but then she was given a letter from the principal that your daughter is expelled from the school. So they're trying to dodge responsibility and the answers, which
makes it even very confusing, because if you are not responsible for this, why are you expelling my child?
Why are you dodging and ducking?
Why are you dodging the system?
Then hiding.
And then that means you're guilty, and that there are many kids before my child that were raped.
Probably. And I think it's
Imagine the child was even drugged, because she said she doesn't remember anything.
She doesn't remember anything except the caretaker
after
sweeping the floor
and being tired. Afterwards, she doesn't remember anything.
I think she was probably given a drink. And that's just a telltale that a lot of people are getting drugged and raped. If it can happen to a child, that can happen to an adult. So, and there are so many stories. If you remember, in the past few years, even recently in December, in the radio, I was hearing a lot that in Limpopo, because of the Christmas and New Year kids that were born around New Year's, there were some that were underage. 13-year-old, 12-year-old
Yeah,
mother.
like when I was giving
And they
birth
were
last
raped.
year, I saw a lot of kids. Like I saw
Younger kids.
a girl, teen. She was 15,
She
giving
looked
birth.
15, 13, 12.
And another one who was coming for an appointment with the mother, she was 14. Imagine
Wow.
pregnant at 14 and with your mother.
Wow. It's sad. It's sad, to be honest, because, for example, let's say out of the 3 men, let's say there's this principal guy, the caretaker who's probably looking after the school, sweeping, making sure the gates are locked. Then there's the driver.
Why did the caretaker make the child go sweep a class?
Yeah.
That's the question.
That's questionable. That's questionable.
Like,
and
why
also,
would a
she's 7-year-old. Why would
like
you ask her to sweep?
A minor sweep a class,
why?
an entire classroom?
Yeah, it doesn't make. I think it was a ploy or a plot to get her to
be tired and be cornered, and then
to
they'll
get
give
her
us something.
to a private space where
alone.
when she lets her guard down, and she's a child, she doesn't have any instinct to say, "Hey, something's about to happen here." Obviously, when she's busy sweeping, she's going to let off her guard and then drink something, get thirsty,
it's the trauma of the mother.
drink something, and then all of a sudden now she gets raped,
It's
and
the-
it's very
it's the mother's-
dramatic.
it's
Did you hear the what do you call this? The way she narrated the way the mother narrated the story, that
I only saw a bit of it, a snippet
Yeah,
of
it's
it, not
sad,
the
it's sad.
entire story. Because if I watched the entire thing, I would have gone mad.
yeah,
Knowing
it's sad,
myself,
to be honest, it's
I'm
sad.
very emotional, so I would have
Yeah,
gone mad, didn't you?
I think most of us, we have a story like that close to us. For some people, it happened to you guys, For some of us, you have watched it or seen it. Yeah, in primary school, maybe there was a child who looked a bit traumatized, because there are so many things that traumatize children. In high school also, there were stories. There were stories that I've seen in my village. There were stories that I've seen or
Your
heard.
village? Where are you from?
From Limpopo. Yeah, in my village. I'm from a village. I'm not born here in Gauteng. I'm from Limpopo.
Where in Limpopo?
Thoyando, the most. Do you watch Mubang?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you say Mubang, then I remember
Thoyando,
that.
they shoot in around Thoyando, Sibasa. That's like our hometown. So I'm from there, not far from there. I'm not really from the suburb or from the town. I'm from the deep rural, from the
Oh,
village.
you're from the rural side.
Yeah, so
When
it
you say
happens.
village, can be kind of like
You can't relate. You can't
no,
relate.
I was born in the city,
Where were you born?
Durban.
Serious?
Yeah.
I thought you from like Eastern Cape.
Nope.
You're from
I'm
Durban?
from KZN Durban.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
Which part of Durban?
Newlands East suburbs.
Newlands.
Yeah, I
Is-
grew up
is
in Newlands.
Newlands not an Indian neighborhood? Because I know go Umlazi.
It's Newlands West.
Kwamashu
Newlands
is there.
West, that's Indian. Newlands East is colored and black.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I'm not informed. I'm not informed because I know people from my work who are from KZN. This guy, I think, is from Kwamashu, Umlazi.
Then
That's
we
like
kind of
KwaZulu.
moved from-
That's KwaZulu.
we moved from Newlands East to Kwamashu
Okay.
when I was in grade 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. That's great.
Yeah.
All my life, I grew up in a village. My entire life until matric, grew up, was raised there, matriculated there until I came here to Pretoria. Yeah.
For work and school.
Yeah, for school first and then work. So I've been, half of my life in the village, half of my life here in the city.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
Man.
So I don't know, man. I don't know what else we can say, but it's just terrible. The fact
Yeah,
that
it's traumatic.
kids are getting raped, I don't think it's going to stop.
With me, I was always a working child. Like, I loved working
Yeah.
on my own
When
from
you were
home
young,
to school.
yeah.
So, like, when these happen, they kind of like, okay,
Yeah.
now I
Hey,
never
it could have
noticed these
happened to
things.
you, it
Could have happened to anyone
Yeah,
at school.
yeah.
So, like,
And I think it's also because of our culture right now. Our culture, we are living in a time where we are no longer scared, or men are no longer scared of the chief. You drink with the chief. I know you are not from a village, but we have chiefs.
No.
You have
I
a chief
understand.
also.
I understand.
Yeah, you drink with the chief. You are older than
we
the
have
chief.
king. We have
Yeah,
a
like
king.
a king. Yeah,
We
king.
don't have chiefs.
King
we have king.
Misizulu.
Yeah.
Yeah, in our areas we have one king, but we also have chiefs. But the thing is that when you drink with the chief, you are older than the chief. You don't have respect for him most of the time.
It goes out the window.
Yeah, so that's one of the things that make these people to rape or kill children. Because there's also recently a story of a man who killed a 14-year-old girl because he had an argument. It's his stepdaughter. He had an argument with the mother, and then during that argument, the daughter took the gun and hid the gun. This is in Limpopo. Took the gun, hid the gun. So while he was trying, or she thought maybe he was going to harm her mom with the gun. So then he followed her to school the next day. So he stopped the whole argument with the mother. He calmed down. But the next day he followed the daughter, or his stepdaughter, to school. On her way from school, he stabbed her multiple times and she died. I think he was mad that she was meddling, or she tried to stop him from harming them or harming the mother with the gun.
But then he ended up harming her
and killing her.
The
so
mother.
It's terrible. It's terrible.
Even the men that we bring around our children, we should scan them.
Scan and vet them
before you bring them into their lives.
You don't know their background.
Yeah, you don't.
And some of these guys, when you see their pictures, you'll see, this guy, he's weird. He looks. Yeah,
his aura
looks weird.
It's not giving fatherly love.
Yeah, no. Some people are criminals. They have criminal pasts, eh? So these people, they have a criminal past. Their acts changed. They act like they've changed, and they come around, start dating, and then there's going to be stepdaughters. Because most of us in our current environment, you can't
people have kids.
You can't really date someone who
doesn't have kids.
No kids. They are kids, so you're gonna have stepdaughters, stepsons, and then those. But then
people, if they treat the daughters as their own, that's
so you're gonna find that some of these people that you are coming across, they're criminals or they have criminal history, and you don't know. So it's very important to vet people that you meet, and Department of Education, I think they must vet all the teachers, because you might find it's not important. The first time.
Yeah, it may not be the first time, but then they've been dodging the law, and now that it's out,
I think that it puts a spotlight on it.
Yeah, spotlight, and then they're gonna keep interviewing other kids and asking them about their
stories will come out for sure.
Yeah, parents need to be aware.
No, that's terrible. But I think social media is buzzing with this, with this justice for Cwecwe, the hashtag. I think I'm gonna start using it also.
The petition for Cwecwe, people are asked to sign petitions so that they can have the principal arrested and vetted.
Yeah, because we are surprised. Why is he not being probed?
Why is he not cooperating with the law?
Yeah, because the other men suspected, they're cooperating.
They cooperated and they were fine. They were scanned, they were fine.
So he must cooperate.
Why is he not cooperating? Yeah. And why is Cwecwe being expelled?
Yeah, that's weird.
A huge question mark. That's a huge question mark.
And this AfriForum thing also, I think South Africa needs to wake up. I think we all need to wake up to the fact that they don't have our best interests at heart.
And the thing is, AfriForum is more of white people than having blacks, which is why are you having white people and not only have be equal equality? Where is no
participants or membership in the leadership structures of AfriForum who are blacks?
Africans?
That would make sense. It's questionable.
Imagine having to stand up for a country that you guys do not like.
Yeah, it's weird. To be honest, I'm not for this. I'm not for this whole AfriForum thing. I think we should, watch out as South Africans. We should watch out and wake up to the fact that these people are really not protecting, human rights. They're really just for themselves. So if you're really protecting human rights of South Africans, you should protect this child.
Yeah.
Cwecwe must be protected by
the
government. AfriForum.
They should stop protecting the principle.
Yeah, and protect children's rights first before other. All rights are equal, but children's rights we must really,
be
we
on
must
the
really
top
look.
list.
Yes, yes.
Because those are the people who harm the most children.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
At a young age.
Yeah, it's sad. It's sad. So I think we should move on to the next topic. Talking about AfriForum.
Yeah.
And I think they're also implicated in the Trump thing.
The Trump Senate
it began with
everything.
them.
Yeah.
It began with AfriForum and some other
I don't think
groups.
it began with them. I think it began the time that Trump allowed Elon into the Oval.
Yes.
And when Elon brought his kid, that time he disrespected Trump. He was like, "You're not the president. Move from the office." And you're in the office of the president, and you're letting a kid say, "You're not the president. Leave the office."
Yeah,
like,
that's weird.
What is the kid hearing at home?
Yeah.
It's
I think that let's move on. We'll take a quick break and then move on to this new topic because AfriForum is involved and Donald Trump, South Africa is involved, so it's like a melting pot of just chaos.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are carrying on now.
Yeah.
We're carrying on with the story of Donald Trump because we already touched on AfriForum and the fact that they are involved in this Justice for Cwecwe thing. They are representing or advocating for the principle.
Yeah, for the principle.
Which is weird and it's questionable.
The principle is right.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you, but I was like, no, I don't wanna get into race, but it's white. That's weird.
And AfriForum is showing us that they do not stand for blacks. They stand for whites.
They definitely don't.
Yeah,
they do not.
And after the Minister of Police, he was like, if you guys come back from America, we'll be there waiting for you.
Minister of Police, Mkhwanazi.
I think, him.
Yeah.
It's like, we'll be waiting for you at the airport.
Yeah. They need to answer.
So that you can answer our questions, because what you all did is not right.
It's not right.
The
whole thing with Cwecwe and the other thing that they're doing with Trump and US, spreading lies. So, I think that's what I wanted to talk about. I think
they're misinformed. Yeah, it's misinformation. It's
it's just malicious. Because I think they're smart people, those guys. They're smart. They can read the bill or the law which says land expropriation.
Because what I heard was that when they were telling Trump about their troubles as white farmers, South and African. Then other things came out that they are the ones who are killing each other. Imagine.
And they're saying that
they're saying the blacks are the ones who are killing them. Why would we kill them for what they already fought for?
Yeah, most
they took from us. We didn't take anything from them. They came and stole from us.
It doesn't make sense.
And then they say we are killing them for land. Come on.
And one other thing about farm killings. There's a statistic that I've heard on the media that actually, if you look at farm murders, it's not only white farmers. So if there's 10 people killed in the farms, and then you find that there are 2 farm owners and there are 8 farm workers, but they make it look like farm murders are only about
the farm owners.
The farm owners, but actually other people are getting killed. There's a woman or women who were killed and thrown in a pigsty in Limpopo.
Oh yeah. I heard about that one.
So that's a farm murder also. It should count as a farm murder, but they don't report on that. They make it look like
they're the ones who are victims.
Who are victims.
But they forget that the blacks are the ones who are working on those farms as well.
And they get killed also.
As much as they are not treated well, they still go to work. They still respect their work and their bosses.
Yeah, I think this whole Trump thing, to be honest, I'm a fan of Trump. I'm not going to lie. I'm a fan of Trump. I've been a fan of
someone who says all Americans should be stay here, citizens, but he's not American. He's Canadian. He's from Canada.
Yeah, Trump is just that guy is just,
make it make sense.
Something else. And but my love for Trump, it began when I was a kid with TV.
Oh, the comedy show that he had.
The Apprentice. Yeah, there was a show.
Yeah, the comedy show. I remember it. I'm not going to lie. I remember his show.
When I was young, I used to watch Trump.
Yeah.
And but now, because he's the president, previously when he was president, he said something about South Africa also, like we are a shithole country.
Not just South Africa, China as well.
Yeah,
China.
Africa is a shithole.
Saying speak English.
Shithole countries. Yeah, he just says funny things.
Imagine he doesn't even know that BRICS, what it stands for.
Yeah, he's just
what BRICS stands for.
You know, he doesn't
and
care.
And he was like, the S stands for Spain now.
What?
Imagine the S stands for Spain.
Trump, man.
And now South Africa, he forgot it stands for South Africa.
Yeah,
and then Russia told them, stay away from South Africa.
Yeah.
And that's
because they are really provoking us, eh?
They were like, okay, let's put 1 and 1 equals 2. But another one that got me thinking is how since the inauguration of Trump in the Oval, after the win and everything, how his supporters have
dropped. Okay. Yeah, no, Trump is...
Because I get it when he was like saying in the speech what he will change, what he will not change.
Yeah.
He was talking about removing all immigrants. And then
they were like,
yes, forgetting that most immigrants, they work for them.
Yeah, now I've seen that.
No, they don't have any.
I've seen that.
Any sort of aiding or anything.
He has become infamous now. Like, people are always picketing.
Not just him.
And
Elon Musk as well. His businesses are...
they
don't look good.
Like,
people are no longer buying Teslas. Yeah. They're no longer buying his cars, his vehicles. Even if he imports them, they bring them back because...
Yeah, because now you have China involved. Some of the cars are made in China, the Teslas. And now you're fighting with China, you're fighting with Canada...
and one of the things that European people have noticed is that all the billionaires that attended Trump's inauguration, they started losing
all their businesses they're going. I think it's bad for business.
Especially after Elon Musk's signature.
Yeah.
That one raised eyebrows.
Yeah, no. To be honest, I think he had good intentions.
Good intentions? For who? For himself or for...
Or maybe he sold the story perfectly during elections. The intention and the promises were good. That's why people voted. But now...
No, I mean Elon Musk, during his speech of inauguration. That sign didn't do him well in his businesses at all. Yeah. Imagine owning Teslas and Teslas being the one brand, the one company that's actually funding X.
Yeah.
So
the money that he's making from...
So the money he's making from Teslas is also funding X.
And X is like a hobby to him. There is revenue, there is money that he makes from X, but most people are really not on X. Like most people are on Instagram, TikTok.
Actually, it's more on X.
More people are on X?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's free, right? But you can pay $100 or $10 to get verified.
Oh yeah.
Then he makes money that way. Yeah. But advertising, most people, if you're on Twitter, you're not really looking for brands but on Instagram,
investors are kind of like asking him, "What are you doing, my guy?"
Yeah.
This is kind of not
right
for our business.
I guess
he does now. He does because one of his interviews
and people asking questions.
Yeah, like one of his interviews was like he almost cried. He was close to crying.
Yeah. Because
like now it's showing him being in the Oval.
Yeah.
Actually
involved in government and
it's actually making his business go down and him doing things that he's not supposed to be doing like.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I think you can't mix the two. Yeah, let's look, for example, at Ramaphosa. Business and government, and you are in position of power.
He doesn't involve his business.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
His businesses are all undercover.
Yeah.
And his investments are all undercover. You do not, like, if you research him, then that's when you'll find out about his other investments and everything.
Let's say the Pala farm, it only blew up once. But you can't hear any other businesses.
Imagine the Pala farm only blew up because of money being stolen from his house.
Dollars and,
come on. It's his money. He can do whatever he wants with it.
Yeah. No, he can, but people...
The amount of money that he has,
when people are poor, it's sad. Because you look at it like, how much was it? Was it not 8 million US?
It was more than
6 million, 8 million. How can you have that in cash? I don't agree with the fact that Limpopo is one of the provinces that are poor. There's so many people who still have pit toilets, schools with pit toilets.
Yeah, I've actually been to
Limpopo. Districts with no roads and water, but then you get found with 8 million cash. So it's a bit.
Yeah, like from where he's from, it kind of raises eyebrows because I've also been to Limpopo. Like,
you can see.
Like last year when I went there, it was kind of
the villages are poor. I'm from there also.
Electricity as well.
I've never been a fan of Ramaphosa, to be honest. I'm Venda, but I've never been a fan.
That guy wastes our oxygen.
So I look at Ramaphosa. I compare him with Nelson.
And I look at Ramaphosa and I compare him to all the other presidents.
They're opposite. Mbeki, Nelson, and Jacob Zuma. And Jacob Zuma, maybe it's similar for me.
But Jacob Zuma is not that bad for me, I must say. Even though he pushes his family in every campaign he's at, it does kind of like count you down. What about the others? What about the others that came before them?
But what I don't like about Ramaphosa, for example, from the school where I came from, Nelson Mandela built that school, like in my village. So he went from. I've not heard many stories of Ramaphosa building schools and going to remote villages, remote areas, building something that will make the news.
Maybe like the other schools, and even the clinics in Limpopo, like they are very far. Yeah. Like you have to walk in the sun, and it's very hot.
So what my question, or why I don't like Ramaphosa, is the fact that he has not done anything for Limpopo. Nelson Mandela has done many things for Eastern Cape. He had a Nelson Mandela Day where kids come.
He even Christmas has a mall here in Sandton.
Gauteng, Eastern Cape, even KZN. Nelson Mandela
loved.
Did something.
He was very loved.
But Ramaphosa, what is he doing? I'm not really a fan. I've never voted ANC. I don't think I'll ever vote ANC.
I don't vote.
You don't vote?
Why don't you vote? I don't want to vote and then something wrong goes on.
Even
if I did vote, like the first election that I could vote for, I didn't vote because I saw that it would still be the same. Nothing will change. ANC will still win, regardless of the cries that we have. People will still be bought. Votes will still be bought and everything. So why should I vote?
I had an opportunity to vote three times or 4 times now because I'm 34. So since I was 18, I should have voted. When I was 18, when I was 20.
I've had 2 chances of voting. Last year and the other year.
Yeah, 22 I should have, or 24. And then 30 and then 34. I had 4 chances of voting. I only voted twice. And in those 2 votes, I voted EFF.
That's
and
so
I don't
nice.
regret. Even
if I were to vote for EFF, look at EFF now. Lozi left. Why? Because of the treatment.
Just rumors and
it's not rumors, bro.
Personal beef.
It's not really even though he loved the president, the president of EFF. When you would see them like live, you'd see that the president is not more on Lozi. He's more on the other guy, Floyd. I was very.
Yeah, and also it was questionable for me why he did not groom or give Lozi a path to leadership.
Is a very good
He's a good person, good leader, articulate guy. It's questionable for me why. I love Julius.
Yeah,
I'm not really a fan of Lozi, but I understand him, and I wish he was on the structures of EFF. Just that I don't get why Julius wouldn't channel or create a path for Lozi to be a leader. I
guess in his party had his favorites. Like even though Lozi respected and loved Malema, because Malema is more on education. It's like go to school, graduate, come back.
Yeah, and I think
that's one thing. One thing I've noticed about Julius is that go to school, study,
graduate, come back and serve. But I think for me, he's intimidated by articulate people, intelligent people.
I think the reason why he's doing it is because when he was in ANC, a lot of people were not educated.
Yeah, so it was fine. The battlefield was even. But now,
he's
the
seeing
younger
that
guys, they are educated.
You have to be educated to get these positions.
Within the EFF, there are people who are younger than him, very much talented, intelligent. They've got
Exactly.
PhDs, they've got masters. So I think that intimidates him, and he's going to lose.
I don't think so.
He's going to me. I think so. I think he's going to lose good leaders because he's not looking at, I think he's looking at the natural, the normal, regular politician out in the streets, talking and charisma, and he's avoiding.
I think he misses the old days whereby he would just go out.
Charisma of a politician.
Just,
and now he's missing all these other new guys who are educated, intelligent, went to school. They are professionals. He doesn't want to have those. But I think it makes sense if you look at it, because if you want the numbers, the articulate, the professional, the good spoken, well spoken, master's PhD guy, he's not going to connect with the ground.
Even though like most of his members in EFF in the parliament, they wouldn't speak the English that we know.
So, and I think that's the branding that he's doing.
Yeah, that's good. But then it also shows how they're educated, because when they name the law and the ads in every parliament meeting, it's very like, wow.
But the message and the portrayal is like, oh, we are in the ground, we are miners, we are domestic workers. So I think the message he's sending, he wants to attract similar people on the ground level who are poor, middle class, lower level people. So if you put Ndlozi, well-spoken PhD guy, I think Malima
But Ndlozi got educated when he was in EFF.
I think he fears that if he puts them on the front,
even though he was out of EFF, he still spoke well of Julius.
Yeah,
like that's really like shows the amount of respect he has for him.
Yeah, no, I think so. I think, but we'll see. I'm not really interested in Julius and even local politics like ANC and the MK. There's just
MK is it's viral. One of the most viral new coming up parties.
They're growing so fast.
They're growing.
They're growing so fast.
Faster than EFF.
Yeah.
If you look at it.
Of course, you can see with the past
elections,
they did so well.
When you look at Jacob Zuma is loved in KZN. He's one of the most loved people in KZN because he grew.
Even in the ANC, Gauteng, in Limpopo, he's still
loved.
He's still loved. Yeah, he's still a big personality.
So people are joining MK by fire, by force.
Yeah, no, I think is in the next election, it's probably gonna surpass the DA. I can
Not
see
even
that.
probably. He's gonna do it
It's a sure
because
thing. It's a sure
DA.
thing.
I think DA got in the got their position in a very eyebrow-raising way, because when you look at it, people are showing for it. DA didn't really win. In the elections, because when they were counting it, it shows that there were trucks that came before. Which were like, what are these trucks doing now? Why are they here?
Before the counting started. Wow.
So it's kind of like,
I didn't hear about that.
Serious? That one was trending last year, my guy. It was trending. It was trending. They were saying, why are they bringing trucks with all the boxes? And some trucks were stopped along the way. Because people are taking videos and posting it on TikTok, showing awareness for it. People are coming with trucks filled with boxes with voted people. Where are they getting this from?
It's questionable. Now that we're talking about DA, I think it's only right we talk about the economy, because and the GNU. But GNU is like a topic that's been spoken a lot, right? But I think because we're talking about DA, and then the South African economy is one of the topics. Government of National Unity. Let's not even touch on that. So I think we should talk about the fact that in our next topic, South African economy is performing badly. Recently we heard the budget speech. It's being opposed by the DA, by the MK, by the EFF. They don't agree with the proposals on the budget speech and the VAT, for example. The major one is the VAT. So I think that's the topic we should talk about.
Increase VAT. Why are they now increasing it to 16% next year, April?
Doesn't make sense.
I mean,
and
in 2 years, April. And we're back.
We're We're back. So I think we're continuing with the South African economy. Like, how is the country doing in terms of, or in your opinion? Because my perspective also is different. So how are we doing, and why are we divided in terms of VAT? And many things in the, some people, they want VAT to go ahead. I think it's the leaders more than the ground forces. Us on the ground, the regular person, we don't really want it to go up. But I have an opinion that I think it should go up.
Why?
The reason why I think it should go up, I think I've explained this to somebody who asked me when the news came out. She asked me, Uri, why do you, 5 of us are saying no, it shouldn't go up, and you are saying it should go up. The reason why I think, or I want VAT to go up, we have COVID grant. That's one. COVID grant, many people, 80% of people agree that we should change the grant from 370 or 350, make it 1,000 or 1,006.
Why?
That's been proposed because
Why?
people want a minimum poverty grant.
Imagine receiving from 350 to
1,000.
1,000. That's like you're not doing anything, just staying at home. How are you receiving something from the government?
Yeah.
Even if you don't have to go to work, you won't be motivated.
For sure.
Why increase it to
why
1.6? No, that's wrong.
No, I don't want it to increase, but that's one part why I think VAT should go up.
Yeah,
that's true. For example,
when you state it like that, I would also agree. It should go up
because you need money. You need to finance whatever. Let's say that money is not given to you cash, but it's given to a company. Obviously, we're gonna say they're gonna steal the money. It's given to a company to say, in this district, in this village, create jobs. This is 1,200 per person. Hire people. We are gonna subsidize or sponsor you by 1,200. Hire people, give them jobs, give them stuff to do, and pay them, with this money. 100 people, we give you 1,200. That's 100,000. Employ 50 people or 30 people, so that can improve the economy, and that money must come from somewhere.
Yeah.
So, and then.
Nowadays, people don't wanna employ people without experience, which kind of like.
For sure.
Makes it even harder for us to find jobs. Because
like
you're a newcomer, you want a job, and you really want to work.
Yeah.
But then when you do find a work, they want you to have experience.
Where
And most
do
parents
get
do not
that?
want us to work nowadays.
Okay, why? How does that work?
For me, I want to work. I wanted to work when I was taking a gap year 2022.
Yeah.
After my matric.
Yeah.
My grandmother was against it because of family dynamics.
Just go straight to work from my
No,
school.
she was against it because of family dynamics at home. There was a lot of us, and people usually tend to depend on anyone who's having
working.
income.
So they were gonna abuse you.
Yeah,
the other cousins and stuff.
The family members. She didn't want me to go through
to
that.
carry the burden.
Yeah,
no, that's
even
logical. It makes sense.
Even though she didn't want me to carry the burden, I wanted to work for myself. To be away from home.
During a gap year, it makes sense.
Yeah, to be away from home and have some sort of income so that I don't get bored.
Yeah.
Because I get bored very easily.
I agree with that.
I was even tired of staying at home during that year. It was a lot.
Okay. No, I agree with that. It should. She's got a point to not
I
allow
agree with
you.
the point.
I
agree with the point.
Yeah.
But then now that I want to work, it's even harder for me to find a job. Exactly.
You could have gotten experience. Yeah. My point about VAT or the economy is there are so many people who are not working, and those who are working are poor. Or even if you are working, your salary doesn't last you a month. If you are to lose a job right now,
you have a lot of expenses compared to your income.
If you are to lose your job right now, the next week you are done, zero. You don't have anything. So the people who are working, they are poor. The people who are not working, we are all struggling. So I think the reason why VAT should go up, it will help with the grants, job creation, and I feel proud with the fact that Musi Maimane is part of the committee, and part of his message is that instead of giving people money, give them give them jobs, equip them, give them skills, give the youth skills.
Exactly,
that's experience,
because
and then
the 350
empower
grand
them.
is not going to empower them to go to work. It will just make them lazier and make them stay at home.
Money to consume, yeah.
Imagine.
So I agree with that.
And already they're having problems with the child grant thing.
Okay.
Because most parents do not go to work. They know they're receiving something.
Grant, yeah.
They depend on the child's grant. The child's grant is not for you. It's for the child.
Yeah, but it's not like that. These people, they take it as their money.
Mm-hmm.
They drink that. They
it's
use
not
it
your money. It's for the
their
child.
own clothes and all that. So I agree with you. Just that my story is long with the VAT, because most people do not believe that it's necessary to have VAT increase. I believe it's necessary because...
But then, you see, when you talk about the grants, when you talk about the grants, to finance the grants, it has to.
It must go up.
No matter what.
It must go up. And also, the other thing is that, I don't know if people understand this, that government pays VAT too.
Yeah.
Government pays VAT too, because if VAT goes up, I do business, for example. I sell tissues. I stock tissues.
Yeah.
I take those tissues from a manufacturer. He charges VAT. I'm going to pay VAT. I stock them in bulk. I sell them to government offices, clinics, government
and
buildings.
you still charged VAT.
I charge VAT. Government will pay VAT.
Output VAT and input VAT is still counted as VAT.
You see. So obviously, the government, when they increase VAT, it's not like they're doing it selfishly. Obviously, there's going to be bad people who will steal that money, abuse that money, use it for their own expenses, pay deputy ministers, MECs and deputy MECs, what, right? But the government itself, their buildings, they use electricity. There's VAT on electricity. So when the government
there's VAT on
owes
electricity
ESCOM,
thing.
when the government owes ESCOM and they have to pay that VAT, that electricity bill, there's VAT on it. Government pays VAT too. So when they increase the VAT, it's not just about us. I know we are struggling.
It's also about them. They also get affected.
They're also going to get
it.
affected.
True.
So it brings up the expenses of the government. But
they're not just the government though, because they have side hustles and everything.
Yeah.
We don't have side hustles like us.
For sure. No, those guys, they have money, and some of them, they're eating through tenders, even though they're doing it quietly.
Imagine.
They're eating, but we don't have that privilege to be making money on the side.
Corruption in this economy. It's not the one.
We don't have the ability to just enjoy the benefits. They get free electricity.
I just wish the Hawks were still around.
Yeah.
But they are.
What do we have now? We have the Hawks. We were Scorpions before.
Yeah, it was Scorpions.
Now
I
it's
wish the Scorpions are still around.
Yeah, because the Hawks, it looks like they're not.
Even though they're working and doing everything, but it's like they're doing it behind closed doors, and the government don't want it to come out.
Yeah, but I think there's a wave right now, right? There's a wave with the youth. I'm not youth anymore. I'm youth, but
you're still youth. You're still 34.
I'm youth. Yeah, I'm almost crossing over.
You're still 34.
I'm almost crossing over. I think there's a wave, right? And I don't think there's an age limit on this wave of content.
There's no
age restriction.
Yeah, there's no age
Older
restriction.
people, they're doing content. Younger people, babies, kids.
They're doing.
Yeah, they're older than me.
Yeah,
5-year-old people, kids, they have YouTube, they have, content, they do content. Older, Magogo, they're ladies who dance.
Who dance on TikTok, and you be like, where have they been?
So I think that wave, because we're talking about the economy and the fact that we are being affected, I think that wave, to be honest, it's a wave that can be useful for the. Let's start with the youth. Let's not focus on the adults and the 50-year-old, 60-year-old, because they should be working on their retirement and retirement money. But for the youth, 18-year-old, 15-year-old, 30-year-old, 35-year-old, you still have 40 years ahead of you. Like myself, I still have 20 years, for example, if I live that long. So I think we should take.
But you're saying if?
I think because the world is moving so fast, you don't know what's happening, and a lot of young people are dying. So what I'm saying about that is that we should take advantage take advantage of the fact that we can do content. We can create. There's so many. Let's take McG for example. He has created so many jobs. I think.
Yeah, he has for those podcasts, from his podcast, the
people.
Podcast and Chill,
There's so
and
many
then to the ones with
there.
Sima and
the Piano Pals.
Mm.
There are so many people. There's a team behind each episode or behind each podcast format.
Wait, Piano Pals is funded by McG?
Yeah, they are part of that also.
Really?
So they, and initially it was just McG and Saul, right? They had a team. And last time I checked, it was a team of 30 people working on only that podcast. Now there are other, offshoots of that podcast. There's Piano Pulse, there's the Offside podcast, the Soccer podcast, and there's a team. There's camera people, there's editing people, makeup people. So he has created a lot of jobs. I think content, if you do it right, there's money in it.
Yeah, there is, because you even get awarded a lot of awards. Like the other one for Abosima.
You get awards, yeah.
They was awarded a silver
social media awards.
Silver one.
Yeah.
And McG, they have, I think, a gold
so
one.
So many awards.
I'm not sure.
Ever since they started, they've been winning. So I want us to continue into that topic, talk about content. What can we do as youth to use content to fight poverty? I don't know if you're on Facebook. You're on TikTok mostly.
I'm TikTok.
But I'm on Facebook, and I see every day somebody posting that they made $100. They made. Some people are making 100,000. 100,000 rands. So I think we should talk about that as a tool to fight poverty and fight.
One thing I've noticed
economy.
about content creators in South Africa is that you can't make money.
Okay.
You have to do brand ambassadors, go live,
do
advertise this, advertise that.
But
then that's when you can get money from those advertisements.
You can't make money with just views.
No, you can't make money on views. You can't make money on likes and followers, which is kind of like, how is that possible? Because in other countries they make money, especially in America.
Yeah, US they
they make tons of money by followers, and we South Africans even follow them. Imagine.
It's weird. I want us to continue with that after the break. Continue with that topic. I think we're gonna finish with that. We left with about 10 minutes for our time. We're gonna finish with content. We talked about a lot already, so let's finish up with content and making money. That's my favorite topic.
Making money.
The King's Podcast. We are back. So I want us to finish up with your opinion on content. Because I'm new to this, but you are used to it.
I've been around because
on content and TikTok.
The first social media account I had was Instagram.
Okay. How long ago is that?
Since 2021.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken, December, because I didn't want anything to distract me.
2021. That's like 4 years ago.
Yeah. That was during the time I was still I was like in high school, finishing up my matric. So I didn't want any distractions. So then I went to Instagram.
And December. It evolved a lot right now.
It has.
It has evolved.
But one thing I've noticed is that people may have Instagram accounts and all of that, but then they don't get money in South Africa.
Okay.
TikTokers are even worse. You may be verified, you may be doing this, you may have a lot of videos on your account, million views, but you still won't be paid because
I've heard about that.
It
doesn't pay. TikTok doesn't pay directly, but you need to do.
You have to do something.
What should you do to make money on?
One thing
TikTok?
I've noticed is that people go on lives and they even though they're not interacting in the conversation or whatever they're talking about, they just mute their mic and they do something else.
Be active.
Be active. They go to gym, but they're still on the live.
People pay for that. You
get points, and then those points transfer into rands. And
I've heard about Dr. Malinga, South Africa. Have you seen his TikTok? I've heard, but you know him, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. I've heard that he makes 6,000 rands on just 5-minute live.
Imagine.
He dances there, he sings his own songs, and he makes 6,000 rand right now.
And I've noticed that a lot of celebrities who are not on TikTok, they're now on TikTok.
Yeah, because they know.
Like some people who are like part of television's productions, whatnot, they now on TikTok. Like you've never seen this person on TikTok, and now out of nowhere you're on TikTok.
Yeah, they're jumping into it. I think it makes sense. I'm jumping on it now. I'm new to TikTok, but on Facebook, I've been on Facebook. I'm jumping to TikTok, but I'm not a funny guy. I'm not a dancey jive guy, but I can talk.
That's what we all say at the beginning.
Even these celebrities, you see them doing weird things
doing dances and waking up from bed doing videos.
Yeah. But one other thing that I've seen is that we don't all have to be comedians. We don't all have to be dancing. There are so many things to do. People go there and put something on the table like this, put a camera or a phone above, and they draw something, or they educate you on how to do something. Let's say it's cooking. Do a cooking video, educate people how to cook, you get views. People do makeup on TikTok.
Yeah,
I've seen that.
People advertise their own clothing.
People just get dressed and put a camera, do a, what do you call it?
Get ready with me video.
A drip check.
A drip check, yeah.
Yeah, do a drip check. Shoes, sneakers, shirt, and you get views.
Yeah.
And then if you can go live or find a way to make money through what you're already good at, I think that's the way to go.
And what are you good at?
Talking. Yeah. So I think I've tried to do funny things, but I'm not really good with funny. There are people who are good at it, and some people are swearing. Some people go there and start swearing and attack. So some people go there and start swearing.
Yeah,
so
not everyone is funny.
Yeah, so you can just do. And I know a lady who teaches people how to draw budgets.
Really?
Yeah, and I think she's from my hometown. She goes there on TikTok. She has an account. She puts a phone or a camera above. She writes on a notepad how to do a budget, how to how much income you have, money for food,
budget
pay
for expenses.
Pay for your expenses. She teaches people how to do that. So I think you can go there and not dance and still make money. But I don't know if she makes money though. But
if you go on lives and people join your live,
then you can get money. Points and transfer those points into dollars or rands.
Into rands.
Yeah, and you make money. Yeah, that's good. So what would you say the youth or us? I'm not youth anymore, but yeah. what do you think the likes of your age, your peers and younger than you should be doing in the next 10 years? Because I think the future of content in Mzansi or South Africa is still huge. There's still there's still a great opportunity for us to be content. So what do you think, or what would you advise the young people to do as it pertains to content and the future?
Honestly,
where are we going? Yeah.
I think as youth who want to be in content creation, they should start small. Start with what they like. Do not start with what you do not like, what others like. Don't start with trending things. Start with small. Start with what you are passionate about. Because if you start with what other people like, it kind of weighs you down. Because you keep pretending to doing something that you love, but you do not love doing it.
Okay, start with what you love.
Start with what you love. Even though you're not sure about it, just start wherever you want. Start with what you like at that moment, and then from there you'll keep growing. You'll keep growing from it, and you find something that you like about content creation. Because others start small, like they do reaction, they stitch this, they stitch that. Which is kind of funny in the real world.
No, that's advice. People are taking it. They're listening.
Like this lady's account, the World Register. That's the name of her account. She just talks about everything that goes on in the world.
Wow.
Yeah.
The World Register.
Whenever there's something trending.
That's a plug. The World Register.
that lady is very funny. Like
and she's got views.
She's got a lot of followers as well. Like her views, even though they're not the same.
The World Register. I'll check it out. Check it out, guys. The World Register.
She's very funny. Her reactions are very funny. You'll be like, you laugh before she even starts reacting.
There's somebody who's trending right now. I don't know. Ashton. I don't know if you've seen him. Ashton. The guy who wakes up in the morning He puts a tape on his mouth, on his nose. He puts a tape, and then he goes to gym, jumps in a pool, and he's always running. He's like a black guy, muscular. You never seen him on your TikTok? He's trending. Maybe I should find him for you.
Yeah, let's see Ashton, because I do not know Ashton.
Ashton is trending. If I open right now, you're gonna see one of.
It's also a difficult one.
Yeah.
You come with a
That's my porisa right there.
Yeah.
I want to open. My data is off. But Ashton is a fitness, because I know makeup makes money. Food and lifestyle make money.
Yes, and get ready with me
And
makes
gym.
money.
Gym makes money. Yeah. So Ashton is trending. So this is a copy of what Ashton does.
Hold on, is that Ashton?
No, that's not Ashton. That's a copy of what he does. People are copying him.
Wait, that's
Right?
What's his name?
It's another
He's
Nigerian
from
guy.
Big Brother.
Okay.
Big Brother Titans.
Wow.
Yeah,
Titans was Africa, eh?
Yeah, it was
Combined.
Africa combined, South
Yeah.
Africa and African
No,
countries.
this is what I'm gonna show you just now. Ashton is American. He does running. You see that? That's another copy of him. So people are copying him. They're copying what he does. So I think
Why
that's
don't you search
good.
his account? His
Yeah,
video?
you're right. I'm not good at this thing. I'm swiping, thinking I'm gonna find him, but let me just search
Yeah.
Ashton.
When you search, it's much better.
Yeah, Ashton Hall. His name is Ashton Hall. He's good. He's got in a week, in 6 days, he's got around internet. He's got over 8 million views, 20 million likes, because people were making him trend.
Damn. Most of those people, I'm sure they're South African.
Yeah, even America, in Europe, everywhere he was trending. So he did a lot. Ashton Hall, internet. Why now? I should have switched on my phone, eh? Yeah, where is Ashton? Eh? Online fitness influencer Ashton Hall. He's everywhere. He's everywhere. You have not seen this anywhere ever. Okay. He shows up everywhere. He's trending right now. That's all he does.
Damn. Ice.
That's all he does. He puts. That's him right there. So I think you're right. People should start with what they love. So let's say this guy was young at some point, 16-year-old. He loved gym. So you're saying that they should just start. They should just start there.
Yeah, they should start there. They should start with what they like. Even though the video is not trending, they should be in hope. Continue.
Keep consistent.
Keep pushing.
Consistency.
Even though it's not good right now.
It will pop up.
It will pop one day.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
My videos, they don't get many likes.
Yeah.
They get a few likes. But once I have 100 videos.
And you also have
believe.
a content creator who's gonna be very managing with your accounts to show you how to use your accounts and
the
how to
different
use
tools.
and how
'Cause
to
there's so many
use your
things we don't know.
podcast and how to advertise it. I'm sure you're gonna be
Yeah,
fine.
it will blow up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are the guys who are gonna make it blow up.
Yeah, you gotta blow it up.
Yeah, it's gonna blow up. So we start small. We start with what we love. Yeah, my inspiration for doing podcasts is I watched a lot of podcasts during COVID, after COVID. I remember I caught COVID.
Really?
Yeah, I caught COVID while I was staying here in this house during 2021 and 2020. Caught COVID. I watched a lot of podcasts while I was at home. So I felt the inspiration to start my own, because I can see that there's still room. And for the next 10 years, South Africa is going to grow with content creation. So I believe start small.
And when it was COVID, no, I was just doing what I was doing.
Were you in KZN?
I was in KZN school.
Okay.
So
you were still schooling.
Yeah, I was still schooling. 2020, the first
wave.
The first wave was very nice for us.
Yeah, it was nice. You enjoyed.
We didn't go to school for an entire 2 weeks.
Wow. Yeah, that was great.
And the sad part was that during that time we had to go for a funeral at home. Someone
Yeah.
had died before the
before
actual
COVID, before the wave.
actual
Okay.
lockdown. So it was
Okay.
kind of like going for a funeral this week and then next week it's a lockdown.
Okay,
It wasn't nice
okay.
at all because we were still mourning.
Yeah.
And like at home, it wasn't nice. Even when
Yeah.
I found out my results for matric,
Yeah, you were shocked that you
I
passed.
wasn't shocked that I passed.
Yeah,
I
you were
I couldn't scream at home because that time
yeah, it
January. Imagine January,
we were
New Year's,
mourning, it was
someone
mourning.
passes
Yeah.
New Year's Eve.
Wow,
Like
wow.
it wasn't nice.
I remember also COVID. One of our cousins died just January, just before the announcement of COVID. We just buried him, and then all of a sudden we came back to Gauteng. A week later, there's COVID. We go back. So I remember it was a tough time for everybody.
Yeah,
but-
like
but
even
we
at home,
made it.
like we had a funeral. I think 2020 August. Yeah, we had a
Okay.
funeral in March.
Okay.
And in August, someone who died of COVID at home.
Wow.
Like it was a hard time, and I think it was
Yeah.
2020. It was a hard time, but we managed to pull through as a family because one person
Yeah,
who
made it.
was a pillar for us in the entire family was
Yeah.
my granny.
Yes.
Yeah, she
Throughout
was
that time, she was.
throughout that time she was
keeping
there. She
everyone
was
strong.
supporting, even though she had beefs with people at home,
Yeah,
but she was
yeah,
still there.
Yeah, she's the
Yeah.
matriarch of the family.
You can say that actually.
You need that. Every family needs
Yeah,
that. I don't
they need
have
a
grandmoms
matriarch.
anymore. I don't have grandmoms. They're all passed away. I don't have granddads.
I don't know about my dad's side,
But-
but my mom's side,
but, yeah,
they did all
That's cool.
gone.
You need that, pillar for the family. In my family, I think on my side is my mom. Yeah, my mom is the one who, because I got three siblings. Both of them have all of them. I mean, they have families. So my mother is the pillar or the
one who brings you
yeah,
guys
the
together,
backbone,
the mediator,
she supports,
everything.
she supports everyone. She takes care of everyone. So I think every family needs that. Because if you are just a new generation only, you don't have an older generation or a previous generation supporting you, guiding you, it may become difficult. And because we are so much dependent on content and social media, we learn a lot, but most of the things that we learn, they're not really good advice. So when you have someone grounded in the family who can help, it's important.
Yeah, it is important.
Yeah, so this was our first episode.
Our third episode.
Our first together,
as
our
co-host.
first together as a co-host, but
Yeah.
third
episode on King
it
Podcast.
went. I think it went well. We talked about a lot.
Yeah, we really highlighted a lot.
Did we leave anything?
Yes, we did.
What did we leave?
Master KG.
Yes.
We spoke
Master
more on
KG.
Elon Musk. That topic was trending.
I think we also got derailed by Julius Ramaphosa.
Yeah, we were. We were so
I think
invested in that.
let's
We're
yeah,
back.
we're back. The King's podcast. We're back, wrapping up.
Yeah.
It's been a long episode.
Yeah, we're wrapping up
Yeah.
with Master KG issue about the production. Charmza. Yeah,
DJ
apparently,
Charmza
apparently
DJ.
the royalties didn't go to everyone because one of the people who were in the music in the
production.
background, the production is what did he say his name was Bolu something. Biblos, yeah, him.
Biblos, yeah.
Biblos, him. He
He's
did.
also in
He's
the
is also in the
background.
background. He didn't get any royalties, so
0 cent only.
0 cent, and it was kind of like what's going on because even I think Charles is also complaining about the royalties of the
Yeah.
production of the
And
music.
he's got a copy of the song that he thinks or he believes he made the song.
He doesn't believe he's the one who made it.
He has a
Yeah.
copy before the release date. So that proves that he on his computer he made the song. Yeah.
He made the song, and he
think,
just played it in the studio because it was also with Master KG. When Master KG wasn't around, he would go to the studio, play something. And that day, he had a visitor. He had a
didn't show
visitor.
up. So Charmza is the one who produced the vocals of Nomcebo.
No, he produced the sound, the
sound.
beats.
And
Yeah.
Nomcebo was
The
recording.
vocal.
Yeah,
She was the one who loved the beats, and she went ahead with
she
it because
responded by
Yeah.
recording on it. So what do you think is the motivation? Because this is not an isolated situation. What do you think is the motivation why these artists get sidelined and robbed of their production?
I think it's the ones that the big guys.
Yeah,
the big guys, they take advantage of
Yeah.
the production.
And in this case, I don't even think it's Master KG alone. There must be
someone
in
who
the back, or like this open mic production. There must be a big boss who made sure, guys, this is gonna be a big song. These small boys, yeah, I believe so.
let them loose.
Yeah,
But then they can't let them loose because they are the ones who are
proof is
part of
there.
the production.
The proof is there.
Even though Charmza got some royalties, but then what about Biblos?
Biblos. And also Nomcebo said she never got a cent. It's even today.
Imagine.
I was reading that. I was shocked that even like 5 years later,
She didn't get any cent.
zero. She's never
Even
been
with
paid.
the remix that she made with what's this guy, Penna Boy.
Yeah, she's never been paid zero from royalties, and that song made a lot of money. So it's shocking for me why she didn't get paid anything.
What is Master KG doing with the money? Because now we've noticed that he's been going on trips with our Faith and kids.
And you might find that are they dating? I saw a picture of them in the snow, but individually.
Placing them in the same environment is kind of like them saying that they might be in a relationship. There might be something there.
I believe so.
You believe so?
I believe they're dating, those guys. I believe they're dating.
With social media, you never know. You never know.
But to be honest, I think something must be done. Because you remember Ambitious Records?
Ambitious, Ambitious,
they've been, involved in a lot of these
stories.
Like
even with MT leaving the records and Boma, Black Diamond. After they left, we'd never heard from them again.
Yeah, I think that killed the label. Because of stuff like this. Open mic productions, Master KG, Makadzi, Biblos. I don't know who else is under open mic, but you don't hear them anymore. If you hear them, it's only because of Master KG. But they're gonna die if they keep doing many labels.
And I think one of the reasons why the Charmza situation is now blowing up is because apparently Charmza was also shot.
Shot at, I heard that he was shot at, and also his younger brother got killed.
His cousin
got killed. Wow, that's because they thought it was him. So you see what I mean? It's really bad for business, because unless if the music industry does not care about bad
publicity,
because publicity at the end of the day is publicity. Whether it's
even though it may take a while for it to pop or like show, you still need to do right by the people who produce something.
You do.
Even though they're small, they still need to show something. Abo Zex and Abo Elvova, they were doing something back then, and they still are together. I think
that movement is very different. The Tira, Elvovo, DJ Bongs, they did things right. They paid each other.
They did things right. They paid each other.
They didn't rip each other off. And if you recall, there was DJ Fisherman.
Fisherman.
DJ Fisherman. The other DJ Siana. There are so many DJs who got recognized because of that movement. They were not cut off.
DJ Sindo and all of them.
They were not
even DJ
off.
Zintle was also part of them.
She grew up, or she came out from there. They never got ripped off.
They never did.
They got recognition. They got their.
And then they went their own way. Oh no, Zintle was with who's this guy? Oskido.
There were other DJs there in Durban. And I forgot the other one. Fisherman, I remember Fisherman.
DJ Cleo, the song.
There's so many. And they popped up.
They did.
Now they branched out. But these new executives who know nothing about music, I think is a problem. They know about business.
They know about business, but music
is different. They don't have the heart for
and
music.
It also raises eyebrows on other songs that Master KG has produced.
People are gonna now start digging.
Are
they his songs? So it's sad, to be honest. What I think about this whole thing is, if you are going to be in the music business as an owner, label owner, be at least passionate. Care for the creator, for the artist. Then now you'll understand why you need to pay them, why you need to teach them about paperwork.
Exactly. And with Master KG being in UK and all the other countries,
he's been
traveling. He's
the face. He's the face of that song. And even though Unomtebo is the singer and Charmza is the producer, but Masakeji is the face. When he goes out there, they see him. As
true.
the producer.
When he wasn't even
it's
there.
It's sad, to be honest.
The only thing that he does is Master KG.
Yeah. It's sad, to be honest. I think you have to be ashamed of yourself. If you are a producer who's ripping people off, you can rip people off.
I mean,
I don't disagree.
I'm sure he started somewhere as well.
You can
himself.
rip people off, but recognize them.
Yeah.
If I'm a young producer and you come to me, you are a big name, you say, no, this song is good, but it will never blow up because people don't know you, they know me. Take the song, but recognize that I'm a feature.
Even Sima is complaining about the same thing.
Yes.
That someone was avoiding them because they were bigger than her, then she was still new to the industry.
Yeah.
And what she could have, the other artist, what she could have said was that, listen, this is still small. I think you're not ready for it. We'll just talk some other time.
Yeah.
But instead,
they were ghosting her.
They ghosted her.
Yeah.
And
But now she's big.
Yeah.
Ghost Chloe. Excuse the pun. No pun intended. Ghost Chloe, Sima, I think they're doing great. They as a couple, and also you don't think so? As a couple, they if you look at their combined content together,
as a couple,
it's going well.
I'm not sure as a couple because their relationship is up and down.
Up and down. For business,
as power, for content,
as a power couple,
sure.
Yeah.
As a power couple in front of the world, sure.
For sure.
But then background,
personally, relationship wise, it's not working. Yeah, I don't know, but I'm a fan of Ghost Ruby.
Really?
Yeah. I like Ghost Ruby. Not for any other thing except just for the content. And the fact that even though some people say it's fake, I don't really care.
Yeah, it is.
The fact that
even Sima confirmed.
Even
Sima confirmed.
Yeah, it looks fake.
When he surprised her with the message, he was like, that was fake.
Ne?
And the podcast was like, that was fake. It wasn't true.
But the majority doesn't know. And myself, I don't really care whether it's fake or real. I think what matters for me is that does he get views? And is he consistent? Will he come back next week, do another video? If it's a fake
I think with
car,
him,
it's not his own car, it's okay.
I think with the Ghost, it's kind of like, okay, dude, you're doing great for yourself and everything. But the fake life, it kind of raises eyebrows. It raises why are you living the fake life? Do not promote something that is fake, that is not you. Live your life.
Sure. He lives
That's why I'm saying, if you're new into this content creation thing, live your life, be yourself.
Start small and be original. I agree.
There's this channel that I like on YouTube. They call themselves The Boys RSA. They're a group of friends. They would do challenges, do play games that have never been seen before.
Wow.
I'll check it out. The Boys. The Boys RSA. Yeah, they really.
I think I've heard about that from Ghost.
From Ghost,
he mentioned it.
Yeah, because one of his friends from trading and forex is Maps.
Yeah.
Maps is also part of
the Boys.
Yeah, he's part of the Boys, and they've started the channel when 2020 during COVID. Yeah, they were just the friends, living together, staying together. They were close, and they went to the same school, lived in the same neighborhood.
Wow.
So they would just go to each other's houses and
start playing, start recording. Yeah, no,
and
I think that's how it starts.
Still today they still record together. That's a very strong friendship.
Yeah, that's important.
Yeah.
Content like that, I think people are going to make it if you start small. Yeah, and also collaborate. So that's where we are.
And I think all of them, they now have their own channels. And they have their own things. They're doing their own things.
Then they come back
because they don't have the same interest.
Yeah.
The one person who wanted to be a content creator is, what's his name? I know his name, but I keep forgetting it. Why am I remembering Clarks?
Yeah. Do you know this guy, Sonwabile?
Oh, who's Sonwabile?
Some guy that I heard on Piano Pulse. I don't know if he's part of the Boys or not.
No, he's not.
But he's trending. He's trending recently.
No, he's not.
So who's the one who started the Boys? Or
the Boys are the one who pushed them is what's his name? I know his name, but I forgot it. Why am I remembering Clarks?
Yeah, but I'll Google him. We'll find him. the leader or the influencer of the boys.
Yeah. Reggie Motlape. Yeah. Reggie.
Reggie.
Yeah, Reggie.
Okay. I don't know him.
Reggie Motlape. That's the dude that kind of wanted to be content creator.
And
Even
then
as when he went back to school.
He
Yeah.
pushed the squad.
Yeah, he pushed them.
I think we're out.
Yeah, we're out.
We're out. We didn't do the outro. But we are doing it on audio. We're doing the outro on audio, which is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys, for watching.
Yeah.
We'll add some B-roll footage on top of the audio. We've been talking for like 1 hour 20 minutes.
Damn.
1 hour 20 minutes.
We can
did a
talk.
lot.
We can talk.
We did a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, thanks a lot for coming and co-hosting with me.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it. Until next time. Next time we'll see what we'll talk about. Yeah, but this was nice.
Yeah, it was nice.
It was a nice episode.
It was a nice episode.
Yeah,
even though I didn't go through everything, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
What are we talking about today?
Yeah, we will chop it up into pieces, topics, and then put it out there for the people.
Yeah, it's also nice to have a new opinion on things. Even though, even though I was kind of against the VAT increase, I was like, when you mentioned the other parts, I was like,
I have
think
other
you're
points
right.
about
Yeah.
that. I have other points. Maybe you won't like them about VAT, but next time.
Doing it next time.
Next time.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot for coming.
You're welcome.
We'll do this next time. Ciao, the King's Podcast with Eugene, G Money. Cleo was here today, co-hosting with me. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
Cheers.
Cheers.
We're out.
Yeah.